and the Brookstone Cougars. Shaw coming into the game 13-6 on the season, 8-1 in their region, number 23 in all of AA. Brookstone 9-3 after that big win Monday in extra innings, in 11 innings actually, against Michael Nottman and the Columbus Blue Devils, going to 9-3 on the season, 3-0 in their region, number 39 in all of the state of Georgia, and number 3 in GIAA as far as rankings go. We get look forward to here to see how this game's going to go. They played earlier on in the season, Brookstone, with a 16-0 victory. Let's see if Shaw can try to get a little bit of retribution here at A. Ilges Field at Brookstone High School. On the mound today, we'll see Kingston Long going for the Shaw Raiders, and Jake Griffin will be going for the Brookstone Cougars. Let's see who can come out on top here in this matchup as Brookstone tries to get themselves a big win, try to boost up that strength of schedule and get those rankings in GIAA and the AA rankings in GHSA. Try to get a high playoff seed, as right now they're second in the region behind Columbus and ahead of Jordan. And you'll see Coach Mathis down there as they get ready to exchange the lineups, talking with the umpires. Like we said Monday night, it was a long game, 11 innings, so we won't be seeing, I doubt, Luke Vale or Luke Lowry at any point in today's game, as Vale went 7 innings and Lowry went 4. And you'll see again, like we talked about, Matt Dormany, the head coach for Shaw, Mathis, the head coach for Brookstone, as they shake hands. And we'll get ready here in just a second to do the national anthem and the intros. And while they do that, sorry for the stutter, we're going to take a little break here. Again, it's on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, and Houston Clinic. And we'll be back in just a moment here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I got stumped. And that was the national anthem getting played here as we get ready for the starting lineups. We get ready for first pitch. As you'll see out on the field, Brookstone will take the field right now. As you'll see Jake Griffin on the mound with Gray Jones, his battery mate, behind the plate. Then going from third to first, Nick Hatchell, Brennan Neal, Mitchum Kelly, and Luke Vale over at first base. And then rounding out the outfield, Harrison Baker in left, Luke Lowry. Then over and right, Dylan Johnson. Those are your starters defensively for Brookstone today. And then getting ready for the lineup for Shaw. You'll see Jeremiah Lovett leading things off. Deshaun Mays catching and batting second. Otis Stevens in the 3-hole. Connor Dormany batting cleanup. Kingston Long on the mound and in the 5-hole. Jordan McGee in left field. Dylan Lockhart in center. Kingsley Long at short. And then rounding out the lineup, playing second base, Isaiah Copeland. As we get ready for some baseball out here. It's a beautiful day. It's about 72 degrees. The wind blowing in a little bit from right field. You can kind of feel it. Feels like baseball weather right now at this point. You gotta love it. A little bit cooler than it was on Monday out at Columbus High School when we were hitting the 80s, 82. About 10 degrees lower today. So it makes for perfect baseball weather out here on a late March afternoon. Again, thank our sponsors. Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, Gordy Eye Care, Planet Fitness, Valley Hospitality. And when we get started here, we'll be starting the Carroll Purdue State Farm first inning. Make sure you call Carroll Purdue for all your insurance needs, especially if you're out here parking at the ball games. Within shot of the ball, foul balls coming onto the windshield. We all know that's a hassle. We've all been there if you've been around the game long enough. And we've got two more warm-up pitches here. As like I said earlier, Shaw coming in 13-6 on the season. 8-1 in the region, just one loss region-wise to Columbus High School earlier in the season. They did lose to Brookstone as well earlier in the season in a non-region matchup. And Brookstone at 9-3. And they're 3-0 in their region as they swept Pacelli last week to start things off. And you'll see the throw down from Gray Jones to Brendan Neal, and we're getting ready to play some ball here. As Jeremiah Lovett getting ready to head to the plate.
Now batting number 28.
And thinking about with Brookstone out on the mound right now with Jake Griffin. Griffin comes into the matchup with one appearance and a 1-0 record with a 0 ERA. 3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch to Lovett's going to be low and outside for a ball. He'll start them off 1-0 here. First pitch, 4:27 p.m. First pitch out here, Lovett. Take that second one in there for a strike. Even things up 1-1 for the right fielder hitting out of the left-hander's box. Lovett on the season batting an even .300 with 19 runs scored, 7 ribbies. He's going to hit that one up the middle past Mitchum Kelly into center. And Shaw start this one off with a base hit for Jeremiah Lovett. Again, coming in batting .300 with 19 runs scored, 7 ribbies, and 5 doubles. Also 19 stolen bases on the season for Lovett. So you can expect him to try to take off at some point. Here's Deshaun Mays, the catcher, will step up to the plate. Mays comes in at .292 on the season. And he'll try to lay one down that time. And they're going to say foul ball. The home plate umpire didn't see it, but the base umpire saw it. Went off the body of Deshaun Mays. So that'll be a strike on the first bunt attempt. He was trying to get a sacrifice and move Lovett over to second base. Again, Mays on the season, .292 with 22 runs scored, 7 RBIs, and 3 doubles. He'll step back in the box now, behind in the count 0-1. After fouling off the first bunt attempt, let's see if he goes again here with 1 strike. And the pickoff move over to first, and Lovett back in plenty of time. Griffin, the sophomore lefty, his second start of the season for Brookstone here in their 13th game. And that's going to be hit off a Neal out into left field, and Lovett all the way over to third. So Mays will reach, and that's the first 2 on here for Shaw High School. Now they got runners at the corners with nobody out. And that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Otis Stevens. Also, as far as qualified batters, he's got the highest batting average on the team at 370. 17 runs scored, 18 RBIs, 6 doubles for Stevens. Let's see if Shaw tries to send Mays to second base, and he does. He goes on the first pitch, swinging a miss by Stevens on the breaking ball by Griffin. And Mays will head into second base with the stolen base. As my buddy Jonathan Rivers coming to greet me. And we'll go with the 0-1 pitch to Otis Stevens here, the third baseman for Shaw, and Griffin will step off the mound. They're going to call balk. So with the balk by Griffin, both the runners advance 90 feet, so Lovett will come across the plate to score the first run of the ball game. And still with an 0-1 count here. Otis Stevens will step back into the box with Mays, just 90 feet away from the second run of the ball game here. Nobody out still, and he'll go after another breaking ball in the dirt. And now Stevens way behind in the count, 0-2. Got tennis going on over here next door, I believe, between Brookstone and we believe it's Harris County playing over there. And swinging a miss, strike 3, and Griffin sets down Stevens on 3 straight pitches. And that'll bring up the first baseman and cleanup hitter, Connor Dormany. 340 on the season, 10 runs scored, 14 RBIs, and 3 doubles. And the first pitch is going to get inside past Gray Jones. Coming in to score is Mays. He's going to dive headfirst and get in there on the wild pitch. And now Shaw jumps out to a 2-0 lead. And now with the bases empty and 1 down, Dormany will step back into the box with a 1-0 count. So Shaw jumping out quickly here, 2-0 over the Brookstone Cougars. And that one a little bit high, but it's still going to be across the letters as it fell off the glove of Gray Jones. That'll even the count up 1-1 on Connor Dormany. So the first run scoring on a balk by Jake Griffin, the second one on a wild pitch. And that's going to fall on the outside corner around the black, and that's going to put Dormany in the hole now, 1-2. In the dirt to even things up, 2-2. Dormany didn't chase that one. So far, just looking at this top half of the first inning, it looks like a little bit of a liberal strike zone by the umpire there. There's a couple of outside pitches being called, but if you're a pitcher, you start attacking it. And that's going to get out to short right field. Coming in and making the catch is Johnson. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Kingston Long. He'll be pitching on the rubber today, the counterpart of Jake Griffin, as he steps into the box. Kingston Long at 265 on the season. 10 runs scored, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles. As he takes the first pitch for a strike, and there's an 0-1 count here with 2 down in the first. He's going to hit it, that one coming over to get it, and off the glove of Luke Vale out in the right field. And now Kingston Long will reach. Would have been a tough play regardless.
Number 1, Jordan McGee.
As Luke Vale tried to come over and get it, Mitchum Kelly was also on his way, moving to his left. So not sure if anybody would have been over at base in time to try to get Kingston Long, but that'll bring up Jordan McGee, the left fielder. And he'll foul the first one off the end of the bat. McGee at .317 on the season with 18 runs, 14 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 2 home runs. The lone 2 taters by the Shaw Raiders so far this season. So some power coming out of the 6 hole, and that's going to go inside. He's able to dodge it. But on the wild pitch, that's going to send Kingston Long to second base. So far, 2 runs on 3 hits here in the inning by Shaw as they've come out aggressively at the plate, putting the ball in play. Jumping out ahead of Brookstone here with a 2-0 lead and a runner in scoring position with 2 down for McGee. And Griffin will step off the rubber. And we're set here for the 1-1 pitch. And fouled. McGee out in front of it that time. Sends that back to the backstop. Lockhart picks it up. Now 1-2 pitch up coming from Jake Griffin to Jordan McGee. Or 2-2 pitch. Outside and high. Now it runs things full here on the Shaw left fielder. Got a bag open at first, but you'd rather go ahead and try to get this out here and get to the bottom half of the first and get your team with some bats in their hands here. Now we'll see the payoff pitch. With Long out at second base. And the turnaround by Griffin, but nobody there to cover. A little bit of a pump fake that time. So now we get back ready here for the pitch to McGee. Payoff pitch. Outside ball 4, and then going down to third base and getting the steal is Kingston Long, and that'll put runners at the corners for Shaw.
Now batting number 30, Dylan Lockhart.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Dylan Lockhart. Lockhart, 308 for the season, 21 runs scored, 10 RBIs, 2 doubles. For the Shaw center fielders, he steps to the box here with runners at the corners and 2 down. And that's going to hit him on the forearm and send him over to first base, and now they're all loaded up. So now with bases loaded, 2 down, Coach Mathis is going to call time and make a trip to go talk to Jake Griffin, his sophomore. As Brendan Neal already at the mound, as well as Gray Jones, to try and see if they can calm Griffin down here at this point. Bases loaded, 2 down. Bringing up to the plate, Kingsley Long, the twin brother of Kingston. Kingsley Long. And he'll poke that one out towards left field. Harrison Baker charging in, and he'll make the catch. So after the little time out there, 1 pitch, 1 out, and that'll end the top half of the first, but not before. Shaw loads the bases up and also scores 2 here on 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We head to the bottom half of the first. It's 2-0 Shaw here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile!
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And we're back here at A. Ilgis Field. Still the Carroll Purdue State Farm first inning here at Brookstone High School, as they spot the Shaw Raiders 2 runs in the top half of the first inning off of Jake Griffin. 3 hits, a walk, a hit by pitch. Shaw able to take advantage. Moving along the base pass, guided by a walk that scored a run and then another wild pitch. And you see out there on the mound right now for Shaw, probably say one of their aces out there, Kingston Long, on the bump today for the Raiders with a 3-3 record and 7 appearances on the season and a 2.87 ERA. He's thrown 31 2/3 innings. He's got 29 walks and 33 strikeouts, so a high walk ratio for a young man out of the Shaw High School, trying to see if he can find a way to get that nailed down here against a good Brookstone squad. Again, number 39 in the entire state of Georgia, number 3 in all of GIAA. And leading things off for Brookstone is going to be Gray Jones, the catcher. Gray Jones coming in batting .386 on the season, 6 RBIs and 4 doubles. He's only scored 1 run as he's come off the base paths most of the time to be relieved by a courtesy runner. And the first pitch from Kingston Long is going to be a strike, and it's an 0-1 count on Gray Jones. Outside, now leaving it up 1-1. And back in the box here, the 1-1 pitch from Long to Jones. On the outside corner across the blackness, going to put Jones in a 1-2 hole. And he'll chop it that one around the neck, and he's able to get it over the head of Stevens. Out in the left field and running for second base is Gray Jones. A throw in. Just missed the tag. A little bit quicker spin by the second baseman that time, Copeland, and he probably could have gotten Gray Jones trying to stretch a single into a double. But Jones able to use some of that running back speed from the football field to make his way to second base, and he'll give way to a courtesy runner. I believe it's going to be Fisher Ogle out there on the base pass for Gray Jones. Now that'll bring up the shortstop, Brennan Neal. Neal comes into the ball game, 448 on the season with 17 runs scored, 5 RBIs, a double, and 2 triples. Phenomenal defensive shortstop for Brookstone, committed as a junior to Auburn, and that one goes past Mays to the backstop. And on the wild pitch, Ogle makes his way to third base, and now it's a 1-0 count. And Brookstone just 90 feet away from cutting this lead in half by Shaw. Outside corner, that's going to even it up 1-1. And we got time out at the plate. Now we're getting ready to set again here for the next pitch on the 1-1 count from Kingston Long, and he'll step off the rubber. Recollect himself as well. And that one will go in the dirt, and it's now a 2-1 count. Good stop that time by Mays behind the plate. And it's going to make the count 3-1 now. So a hitter's count for Brendan Neal. Here with nobody out and a runner at third. And he's going to hit that one back up the middle. Coming over to get it at short is Kingsley Long. And a throw over scooped up by Connor Dormany for the 6-3 put out. But not before Brookstone gets a run on the board, and they cut the lead down to 2-1 here, but it's one down here in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry, that's playing center field today. He steps up to the plate here against Kingston Long with the bases clear and one out. First pitch is going to be around the knees for a strike, and it's now 0-1. One count. Luke Lowry, 333 on the season with 5 runs, 10 ribbies, no extra base hits. Breaking ball, hit out towards left field. That one's going. Coming over to chase it is McGee, and he's going to make the catch in foul territory. Good play by the young man out in left for Shaw. And he's just a long out that time by Luke Lowry. And now there's 2 down with the bases clear. And that'll bring up Jake Lowry, the designated hitter. Jake Lowry coming in batting .333 as well, with 5 runs and 12 ribbies and no extra base hits. 1-0 count. And that's going to get fouled back off the screen, and that'll even up 1-1 here on Jake Lowry. And just on the black that time, and that's going to put him at a 1-2 count. Again, like we spoke about, a little bit of a liberal strike zone by the umpire there. He likes them outside, so you're going to see pitchers, if they're smart at all, they're going to keep testing it out there. And he throws that one out there, and this time as Long gets it up, scoops it, throw over to first for Dormany, and that's going to be another 6-3 put out. And after the double by Gray Jones and then the scoring on the wild pitch and the ground ball, that's going to negate the rest of the inning. So 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left on base as we head to the top of the second. 2-1 Raiders here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And we're back here at A. Ilges Field here at Brookstone High School. Second inning about to start here, and starting things off for Shaw. It'll be the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Copeland. So 9-1-2 due up for Shaw. Here in this second inning, Copeland steps up to the plate, 269 on the season with 8 runs scored, 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles for the Shaw second baseman. Getting ready to step in the box here against Jake Griffin, the sophomore for Brookstone. And on the outside corner for a strike, and it's now 0-1 on Copeland. Let's see if Griffin maybe settles in here after that first inning. And chopped over towards third. Coming in to charge it is Hatchell. The throw over to first is going to go way high over Vale's head. And now heading to second is Copeland as the ball tracks down the fence. And coming in to pick it up is Johnson. But Copeland will reach second base on the E5. As that one sailed over the head of Luke Vale on the throw by Hatchell. And now Shaw back in business here with another runner in scoring position and nobody out in the second. Already up 2-1, and now we're at the top of the order with Jeremiah Lovett back at the plate. Started the ball game off with a base hit out to center and came around to score. Getting the third on the hit by Mays and then coming in to score on the balk in the top half of the first. Hits that one out towards second base. Mitchum Kelly comes up with it. The throw over to Vale in time for the 4-3 put out. And Copeland makes his way over to third base, and now he's just 90 feet away from trying to get this run back that they gave up to Brookstone in the bottom half. And that'll bring up Deshaun Mays also with a base hit. Off the glove of the bad hop that time as it got to Brendan Neal in the first inning. And Mays will come up to the plate now, 1-for-1 on the day with a run scored. Infield in on the left side for Brookstone. Neal stepping back just a hair, but Mitchum Kelly still at average depth over at second base. Squaring around the bunt. Tried to go for it regardless on the suicide squeeze, but could not get it as that was way outside on the pitch by Griffin. Mays just couldn't make contact with it. And on the 2-5 put out, Copeland's out at third as he was trying to charge in. You can see Coach Dormany over there trying to talk to him about making sure that the bat was on ball before taking off for home. Looked like a suicide squeeze. He was running the entire time, but maybe it was more of a sacrifice. And 0-2 now on Mays with 2 down. Big out that time by the Brookstone defense to clear the base paths and make it 2 outs here in the second. So now Mays way behind. 1-1, sorry. I thought he went on the first pitch, but apparently he didn't. And now it's 1-2. I thought he went for the bunt attempt on the first pitch, but apparently I was wrong, so blame me. Now it's a 1-2 count, and Mays is behind to Griffin. And that one will fall in the dirt. He doesn't chase it, and that'll even the count up 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch from Griffin a little bit outside. And that'll run things full here on Deshaun Mays. Again, 1-for-1 on the day. Got a stolen base and a run scored. And that's going to land low and inside, and Mays will head over to first base for the second time today. As he comes back from being down 1-2 and draws the walk. And that'll bring up Otis Stevens, who struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. 3 breaking balls from Jake Griffin. Expect to see more breaking balls here against Stevens as he was able to get him down on 3 straight pitches in the first. And that one's going to be chopped over towards the 5-6 hole. Backhanded by Neal. Throw over to first in time. On the deep throw that time by Brendan Neal. Stevens thought he might have had it, but he didn't. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning on another great defensive play by Brendan Neal. And that'll make it no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base as we head to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-1 Shaw on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here for the bottom of the second at 8. Ilgis Field is long. Back on the mound for the Raiders. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Brookstone Cougars this inning. Harrison Baker, Nick Hatchell, and Dylan Johnson. As Baker gets ready to step to the plate here. The left fielder for Brookstone. Come up with a couple of huge hits so far this year for the Cougars in big spots. He'll step to the plate with a .323 average, 7 runs, 7 ribbies, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs as he leads the team in that category. And we were stepping the box here after Shaw was negated a run in that top half of the second on what looked like it was a squeeze play at the plate. Pitch was way outside by Griffin. Mays unable to get to it. And that's poked out towards right center field. It's going to get past the right fielder all the way to the wall. Baker looks like he might be heading for 3 as he gets ready to round second base, and he's going. Still running for 3. The throw in from right is going to get to the shortstop, Kingsley Long, and a stop there. But not before the big leadoff triple by Harrison Baker. So now with Harrison Baker over at third base and nobody out here in the second, that'll bring up Nick Hatchell. As he had that big E5 erased in the top half of the inning by the base running blunder. And then the first pitch gets past Mays to the backstop. Running in is Baker. Can't get to the ball is Kingston Long. Can't glove it. And on the wild pitch, Baker comes in to tie the ball game. And that'll make it a 1-0 count on Nick Hatchell. Hatchell comes into the ball game, 3-12 on the season with 2 runs, 6 RBIs, and 2 doubles for the junior third baseman for Brookstone. As he gets ready to step back into the box, the 1-0 pitch from Long. Inside, it's going to be poked out to left field. McGee charging in, makes the grab on the diving attempt. Good play that time by Bull McGee for Shaw to make it 1 out here in the bottom of the second. So the bases stay clear for Dylan Johnson, the right fielder. Johnson batting .300 on the season and just 10 official at-bats with 1 run scored, 1 double, and 2 RBIs. No balls, 1 strike after the foul ball. And poked that one back to the screen. He was out in front of that breaking ball by Long, and now it's 0-2. And he's going to poke that one out towards right center field. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder, Lockhart. And Dylan Johnson will get on with a base hit out to center field. So now we got 1 on, 1 down in the bottom of the second for Luke Vale, the first baseman. Had a masterful game on the mound Monday against Columbus High as he went 7 innings, giving up no earned runs in what ended up being a 5-3 ball game through 11 innings. But Vale, 0-95 on the season with 2 hits and 21 RB and 21 at-bats. And he'll hit that one foul. And it's now an 0-1 count to Luke Vale. Again, 0-95 on the season with 3 runs and 1 RBI. No extra base hits for Vale, the Brookstone first baseman. And that one's going to hit him, but they're going to call foul ball as it hit off the bat. And that'll make the count 0-2 as it hit the bat first, then the body. So now with Dylan Johnson over at first base, 1 down here in the second. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Mays. First strikeout of the ball game for Kingston Long. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Mitchum Kelly. Kelly also a two-way star for Brookstone, the starting wide receiver for the state championship contending team this past fall. A couple of offers as a wide receiver. He comes in batting .321 on the season. 11 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and 1 home run for the junior second baseman. Throw over to first. Not in time as Johnson gets back easily. And with 2 down and 1 on for Brookstone. High and inside to Mitchum Kelly. And it's a 1-0 count. So far on the day, even though giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, Kingston Long effectively wild. Tip foul into the catcher's mitt. So the base runner on the stolen base attempt to go back to first base as the count evens up 1-1 on the foul tip. Actually, he's going to stay at second. My apologies. This is a continuation of the play since the catcher caught the ball on the foul tip. So with the stolen base, Dylan Johnson staying at second base now, and a swing and a miss by Mitchum Kelly. And it's now a 1-2 count. And that one hit out towards left field. Chasing back is McGee, and he's going to make the grab. Looks like he lost it for a second there and then started charging back towards the wall. Makes the catch. A couple of outstanding plays in the outfield so far by Bull McGee for Shaw. And that'll end the bottom half of the second, but not before Brookstone ties it up. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We head to the third inning. It's a 2-2 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And we're back here. It's the top of the third. We have a pitching change for Brookstone as Jake Griffin will come out after 2 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks by Jake Griffin. Now Thomas Caves coming into the ball game for the Cougars to pitch. Caves so far on the season, 1 appearance, no innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and 1 strikeout. So not 1 complete inning. So he doesn't have a definitive ERA as far as on their books go right now at this moment for the junior, Thomas Caves. He'll come into the ball game now. We saw a little bit during his warm-up, a little bit more of a sidearm action as they go from the lefty, Jake Griffin, to the righty, Thomas Caves, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for Shaw. Connor Dormany flew out to right field his first time up in the first inning, and he'll get ready here to lead off the third for the Shaw Raiders. That's going to be hit out towards center field. Chasing it back is Lowry. Luke Lowry towards the wall. He'll make the grab with room to spare. And on the fly out, one pitch, one out for Caves and the Brookstone Cougars as he sets down Dormany.
Now batting number 5.
And that'll bring up Kingston Long, the pitcher. Reached on a hit out to right field earlier in the first. Had a stolen base and was stranded at third with the bases loaded to end the first inning. And he'll hit that one over towards second. Mitchum Kelly scoops it up, makes the throw over to Vale in time for the 4-3 putout. Making it look easy over there at second base is Kelly, and that'll bring up the 6-hole hitter and left fielder, Jordan McGee, Bull McGee, as he's already made 3 outstanding plays in left field defensively. We were talking about that between innings here. Reached in the first and stranded at second on a walk. And the first pitch is going to be a ball in. It's a 1-0 count to McGee. Here with 2 down in the third inning. Inside, that's going to be even things up. Nope, actually it's going to make it 2-0. We got a couple of them so far by Jordan McGee out in left field, as he's had a day defensively. And he'll take another one there, and now it's 3-0 count. You can expect him to be taking all the way here with the bases clear and 2 down in the third. And he does, and that's going to go around just above the belt on the inside corner, make it a 3-1 count. McGee still way ahead here, looking for the perfect pitch to hack at. As Caves has 2 shots here to try to get him out. And that's going to be nubbed off the handle over towards Luke Vale. He's going to race over to first, and he'll beat McGee to the bag for the unassisted ground out to first base, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Thomas Caves and the Brookstone Cougars. They'll set the Shaw down here in the third, and then we'll go to the bottom half. It's still a 2-2 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today.
I'm bringing my other half.
I'm bringing the pep talk. Come on!
I'm clearing my head.
And I'm clearing 300.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join in club or online today. Deal ends soon. See club for details.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here for the bottom half of the third inning. It's all knotted up at 2 here at A. Ilges Field at Brookstone High School in Columbus, between the Shaw Raiders and the Brookstone Cougars. And we're back to the top of the order for Brookstone. 1, 2, 3 due up. And Gray Jones will lead things off. Started off the first inning for Brookstone with a big double. Came around to score. 1 for 1 on the day is Gray Jones. Kingston Long still on the mound for the Cougars. Talked about it pregame, coming in with almost as many walks as he had strikeouts in innings pitched. Doing a good job here so far of just hitting the strike zone. Being a little effectively wild. You'll see a couple of them sail high and in or down in the dirt, but he's been able to make Brookstone swing the bat. And that's going to be poked out towards third, picked up by Stevens, and the throw over in plenty of time to Dormany for the 5-3 put out, and that's going to be one down here in the third. So Shaw looking good defensively here so far today. They've been able to make the big plays that matter. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Brennan Neal, who grounded out to Kingsley Long at short in the first inning. Breaking ball, hit out towards center field, and he's going to have a base hit. Lockhart gathers it up. And Brennan Neal now 1 for 2 on the day. Now to bring up Luke Lowry here with 1 on and 1 down in the third inning. Lowry 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to Bull McGee in the first inning as he was able to chase the ball down into foul territory and make the grab. So we'll see if Luke Lowry can try to extend the inning or if Kingston Long can try to coax a double play here. And that one hit out towards center field, being chased down by Lockhart, and not going to be able to get to it as it goes over his head to the wall there. Neal coming in to score easily. Rounding second and stopping there is Luke Lowry, but not before he gets the RBI double to give Brookstone the 3-2 lead here in the third inning.
Now batting number 14, Jake Lowry.
And Lowry now 1 for 2 on the day with that big double. His first extra base hit of the season for the Brookstone center fielder. Basically a utility player for Brookstone, as we've seen him play center field, first base, pitch, second, all over the ball field for Brookstone here. And the first pitch to Jake Lowry is a curveball in the dirt, and he'll chase that one off the arm of Kingston Long, and it's an 0-1 count. Still 1 down, runner in scoring position for Brookstone. And another breaking ball. That one hit down the line, tried to backhand it with Stevens, unable to come up with it cleanly as he tried to make the attempt down the line that time, but Jake Lowry's going to get an infield hit. And that'll put runners at the corners for Brookstone for Harrison Baker. And Baker 1 for 1 on the day, led off the second inning with a big triple out to right center field that went all the way to the wall. Came around to score on a wild pitch the next at bat. So he'll step up to the plate here against Kingston Long and the Raiders. Long with the little third to first deep move. And that one poked over to third. Stevens comes up with it, makes the throw over to second. And no throw to first as they allow another run to come in. But they get the 5-4 put out. And Harrison Baker will reach first on the fielder's choice. And it's now 4-2 Brookstone here in the third, with 2 down and the runner at first base for Nick Hatchell. Hatchell 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out to left field his first time up in the second. And foul tip back to the screen, and it's going to be an 0-1 count on the Brookstone third baseman. Breaking ball, hit over towards the left field and just foul. Probably by about 1.5 feet out there down the line. And Hatchell now behind in the count, 0-2. So Kingston Long with a couple of pitches to work with here. Try to get Hatchell to chase something and get out of the inning. As Mays will go call time and go walk to talk to Kingston Long for a second. Make sure they're on the same page as far as strategy goes. Here with no balls and 2 strikes. Possibly going to see a little bit of a pitch out of the zone here. See if we can get Nick Hatchell to chase one. What us old heads in the game call a waste pitch when it's 0-2. And just off the plate with the breaking ball that time. Hatchell doesn't chase it, and it's now a 1-2 count. Harrison Baker prone to run at times, and that is going to be chased high out of the zone. He's going to get a second strikeout of the ball game for Kingston Long, but not before Brookstone takes the lead with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll head to the top half of the 4th. 4-2 Cougars here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're back here for the top of the 4th inning here as Brookstone able to capitalize with 2 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd to take the lead. 4-2 ball game for the Brookstone Cougars, and Caves still on the mound for Brookstone. Dylan Lockhart, the center fielder, to lead things off, reached on a hit by pitch in the 1st inning and was stranded there with the bases loaded to end that one. And he'll take that first pitch along the inside corner. It's now an 0-1 count. Lockhart, the center fielder, hitting from the left side. And he'll take that one up just a little bit, and that'll leave him the count 1-1. Caves with the sidearm action for the Brookstone Cougars. Relying on movement. Now one's going to hit out towards left field. Baker coming in as that one tails towards him. And he'll make the grab in left for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Kingsley Long, who flew out to left his first time up. And that ended that bases loaded threat by the Raiders in the 1st inning. A couple of good plays at short by the young man out there for the Raiders. And that first pitch from Caves is a strike. As he's come in throwing strikes here. Shaw putting the bat on the ball, just not a whole lot of hard contact right now. Foul tipped into the glove of Gray Jones, and it's now 0-2. Since Caves came in, his 4 consecutive batters faced, 4 outs. And waving at that one for his first strikeout of the ball game, and that'll set Kingsley Long down. On the breaking ball, he chased that one, and now with nobody on, 2 outs. That'll bring up Isaiah Copeland, the second baseman, reached on the E5 by Nick Hatchell's throwing error in the 2nd inning. And the first pitch from Caves outside for a ball is now 1-0. And just inside that time is now 2-0 count to Isaiah Copeland. Get ready for the 2-0 pitch here from Caves. Over the plate for a strike, and it's now 2-1 count. Inside, and Copeland gets out of the way of that one. And he's now got the hitter's count with a 3-1. Can be selective here. And that one's going to hit him on the thigh. And Copeland ahead over the first base for the 2nd time today. And that'll put us back at the top of the order for the Shaw Raiders. And Jeremiah Lovett will step up 1 for 2 on the day. He had a base hit out to center field to lead things off in the ball game, and then a hard grounder out to second that Mitchum Kelly gathered up easily. And with the score 1, with the Score 4-2 here with 1 on and 2 down in the fourth. Lovett will step into the box. First pitch inside corner for a strike. And that one will go off the foot of Jones, and taking off for second is Copeland. He'll stand in there. And that'll leave the count up 1-1. Jones unable to come up with that one as it kind of dove towards his foot. Bounced forward. And that's going to be chopped over towards first base. Coming in with it and letting it roll foul is Luke Vale. And that'll make it a 1-2 count as Copeland will make his way back to second base. With Copeland in the scoring position, down 2 here with 2 down in the fourth. Jeremiah Lovett will get ready to step back in with a 1-2 count. As Thomas Caves tries to keep rolling here for Brookstone in relief. And foul back off the screen. Now that'll keep the count 1-2. And hit up the middle for a base hit. And rounding third and coming in to score is Copeland, but he's going to stop there actually. And then heading to second on the throw to catcher. And then coming into second now, coming in home. Just a whole bunch of mess going on. As you saw the throw come in from center. They stopped Copeland at third. Gray Jones catches it, tries to get Lovett going to second on the throw. A little bit of a wild one. It got past Brendan Neal out in the center field, and then Copeland comes in to score regardless. Lovett makes his way to third. A little bit of a merry-go-round, a little hot potatoes. They all were just throwing the ball all over the field. Either way, Jeremiah Lovett with the RBI base hit up the middle. He's going to end up at third. On the E2.
Number 6, Deshaun Mays.
Off the wild throw by Gray Jones out to second base. And that'll bring up Deshaun Mays with Jeremiah Lovett 90 feet away from tying the ball game here in the top of the fourth. Mays, 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit and a walk. And he'll hack at the first one in the dirt to make it an 0-1 count. And Jeremiah Lovett out at third base here, 2 down in the fourth inning in a 4-3 ball game. Timeout at the plate by Mays. The Shaw catcher looking to regroup here and get ready to get back in the box here and try to get a big hit to tie this one up here between the Raiders and the Cougars. And that's going to hit the outside corner across the knees, and now he's in a hole, 0-2. And it waves that one out there, and it's going to be another strikeout for Thomas Caves, a big one to end the inning, but not before Shaw cuts into the lead to make it 4-3 on 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 4-3 Cougars here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
We're back here at A. Ilges Field at Brookstone High School for the matchup between the Cougars and the Shaw Raiders. Right now, a 4-3 ball game. Shaw able to cut into the lead in the top half of the inning with a big base hit by Lovett as Copeland came in to score on a throwing error by Gray Jones. And due up here for the Brookstone Cougars, we got 7, 8, 9 coming up to the plate in the bottom half of the fourth. Dylan Johnson, Luke Vale, and Mitchum Kelly. Here to face Kingston Long, still on the mound for the Shaw Raiders. And through 3 so far, Kingston Long still yet to walk a batter, so his control has gotten better as the season's gone along, which is going to be crucial as they get deeper into region play when they go back to playing against the likes of Columbus and Jordan and Hardaway and Carver.
Now batting number 2.
And Kingston Long getting ready to toe the rubber here is Dylan Johnson to lead things off. He had a base hit out to center in the second inning and had a stolen base. Into that inning, stranded on second. Hits that one out to right field. Getting up under it is Lovett. And he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out here for Kingston Long and the Raiders. And that'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, the first baseman, Luke Vale. Vale struck out his first time up in the second inning. Actually, we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Luke Vale. It's going to be Luke Moss coming into the ball game. So Moss coming in to pinch hit for Luke Vale here in the fourth with nobody on and 1 down. Coming in to face Kingston Long and the Raiders here in a crucial part of the ball game. And he'll take the first one across the black for a strike, and it's an 0-1 count. Breaking ball. He'll hit that one out towards center field. Coming in to make the grab is Lockhart, and he gets it. As Moss hit it decently off the bat, but that time just kind of died in center field and gave Lockhart the ability to come in and grab it. And now with nobody on and 2 down, here in the fourth, we'll have Mitchum Kelly coming back to the plate here. Flew out to left field. His first time up to end the second inning. On a big grab in left field by Bull McGee. Breaking ball over the outside corner for another strike, and it's 0-1. And a little bit low with that one, evens the count up, 1-1. Kingston and Kingsley Long, the 2 for Shaw, the twin brothers, both the sons of Shaw baseball legend Brandon Long, and the nephews of Nick Long. Big parts of those Charles Flowers teams. That was nubbed by Kelly out to third base, picked up by Stevens, and the throw is going to be in time to end the fourth inning. So Brookstone goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the top of the fifth. It's still 4-3 Cougars here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
And we're here at 8 Ilges for the top of the 5th. And how many times we talk about it as baseball players coming in late in a ball game, one-run ball game. You make a big play in the field to end the inning, and then you come up to lead off the next one. Maybe there's something due up here for Otis Stevens, the third baseman for Shaw, after that big play in the field to get Mitchum Kelly running to first on the ground ball. And Otis Stevens 0 for 2 on the day so far. Struck out and then thrown out on a 6-3 on a highlight play by Brennan Neal. He's had a few of those this week already. First pitch from Caves in there for a strike, and it's an 0-1 count. Outside, and he doesn't wave at it. He watches it, and it's even 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Caves to Otis Stevens. That's going to go high above the letters, and it's now a 2-1 count. Here leading off the 5th inning so far. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Raiders. 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for Brookstone. So now with that foul chopper, it's an even count. 2-2 on Otis Stevens leading off the 5th here. 3-4-5 due up for the Raiders with Connor Dormany on deck. And he's going to poke that one up in the air. Short right field. Coming in forward is Johnson, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the 5th. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Connor Dormany, the first baseman for Shaw, with a couple of digs over there defensively so far today. And he's 0 for 2. He's flown out to right in the first and flew out to center in the third. Let's see if he can go for the trifecta and hit it out to left in this at-bat. And he'll take the first one down low, 1-0 count. And that one falls across the knees, and it evens it up 1-1. A lot of drop to the pitches by Caves. And that one will fall on the inside corner for another one. It's now 1-2. And hit over towards second base. Mitchum Kelly looking to scoop it up, the throw over to Vale in time for the 4-3 putout. And that'll bring up Kingston Long, the pitcher. 1 for 2 on the day with a hit to right and a ground out to second. And he'll come up with nobody on and 2 down here in the 5th. And that one will start off outside, and it's a 1-0 count. Caves facing his counterpart on the bump today. Outside, 2-0. Long looking to help himself out on the mound here, get on base and try to tie this one up. And he'll take that one across the outside corner, and that puts the count 2-1 now. Nobody on, 2 down for the Raiders here in the top of the 5th. And that one will get past them to the backstop. And Kingston Long now with a hitter's count 3-1. See if Caves can try to work his way back into this one. See if Long's waiting on the perfect pitch or willing to hack at one. He's going to take one of that one. It's going to go to Kelly over at second. And he'll make the throw with ease over to Vale at first, and it's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Raiders as they get set down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It's still 4-3 Brookstone here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Step into history at Millhouse Kitchen and Bar. Nestled along the Chattahoochee River, Millhouse is more than a restaurant. It's a dining experience. Enjoy Southern classics with a bold twist, river views, impeccable ambience, and exceptional service. Join us for dinner or cocktails and see for yourself. Reserve your table online at millhouseatcityknolls.com.
And we're back here for the bottom of the fifth. Kingston Long still on the mound here for the Shaw Raiders. Throwing a good game so far here. It's like we was talking about pregame. The amount of walks he's thrown. Have not seen one yet from him. As Brookstone able to put a bat on the ball. Just 2 strikeouts on the day by Kingston Long today, but good defense so far by the Shaw Raiders. No errors in the field. Playing tough, making a couple highlight plays. I've got 4 circled on here, 3 of them by Bull McGee out and left, as he's had a day defensively out there for the Shaw Raiders. And then we're back to the top of the order for Brookstone here in the bottom half of the fifth, and Gray Jones will be leading things off. Gray Jones 1 for 2 on the day. A double in the first and then grounded out to third in the third. And breaking ball in the dirt gets past Mays to the backstop, and it's a 1-0 count. And that one a sail high on Gray Jones. That'll make the count 2-0. And off the bat, foul ball. As Jones tried to turn away from it, but it hit off the knob that time, and it makes it a 2-1 count. Pitch from Long. Hit foul, out of play. That'll even the count up 2-2 on Gray Jones, the catcher for Brookstone here, the leadoff batter. Brendan Neal on deck, Luke Lowry in the hole for the Cougars as they're due up this inning. And roped out to left field, and that's going to drop as it runs towards the corner. Gray Jones looking to make his way to second, but he'll stop after taking the big round around first base. The second hit of the ball game for Gray Jones. That'll bring up Brendan Neal, 1 for 2 on the day as well. Grounded out to short in the first inning. That one played to the run. And then a base hit to center and a run scored in the third. And round the knees over the plate, and it's going to be an 0-1 count. And swings at one high and chases after it. And it's now 0-2 on the shortstop for the Cougars. Here with Gray Jones at first and nobody out in the fifth. Brookstone ahead right now, 4-3. Spoke earlier about it. Shaw played Brookstone earlier in the season where the Cougars came out on top 16-0, so a big difference in the type of ball game being played here today in their second matchup of the season. Throw over to first by Long, not in time. Jones gets back easy. Actually, that's Fisher Ogle over at first base for the Cougars, courtesy runner for Gray Jones. And then throwing down to second base is Mays. He's going to tag him out. And it's a gun down by Mays to Kingsley Long. And Fisher Ogle gets told to go back to the dugout for the first out of the inning here in the fifth. And now with a 1-2 count and the base is clear, Brennan Neal back in the box for the Cougars. And that one's going to hit him around the hip, the forearm area actually, where he turned into it, and it's going to be a hit by pitch.
Now batting number 12, Luke Lowry.
So Neal will head over to first base. That makes that caught stealing even more important if you're a Shaw Raider. So now with Neal at first and one down, that'll bring up Luke Lowry. Lowry, 1 for 2 on the day, flew out to left and had a double, RBI double and a run scored. And takes the first pitch on the outside corner from Long for a strike. Taking off for second is Neal. The throw down from Mays, not going to be in time. And a stolen base for Brennan Neal here with one down, and it's a 1-1 count to Luke Lowry, the center fielder for Brookstone. Outside, good snag by Mays that time to keep it from going to the backstop, and that makes it a 2-1 count. And it's going to be roped out to left field. Charging in for it is McGee, and he can't get to it on the diving attempt. He'll hop back up to try to get to the ball and bring it in. Rounding second and stopping there is Luke Lowry. And Brendan Neal will come in to score on the RBI double. Second one of the ball game. Second one of the season for Luke Lowry. He's got 2 extra base hits on the day. And it's now 5-3 Brookstone here in the bottom half of the fifth. As the coaches go out to left field to check on Bull McGee as he made that big diving attempt. Looks like he's more upset about not making the catch than actually being hurt. But he seems to be stretching it out there. A little bit of a roll around towards the wall. As you Coach Mathis for Brookstone and Coach Dormany both making their way out there to talk to the young man. So that big hit right there by Luke Lowry, his second double of the day, like we said, second extra base hit of the season. He came in with only singles. So able to put 2 in the gap here so far today for Brookstone and driving in 2 runs. And that's what the difference is right now, is Brookstone has a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the fifth with Jake Lowry ready to step in the box and hit here as Coach Mathis and Coach Dormany make their way off the field after checking on Bull McGee and left. Everybody gets ready to continue play here. Like we spoke about earlier, it's just been a totally different ball game from the first matchup between these two teams in the season, where it was 16-0 Cougars. And looks like we're ready to play ball here as the umpire straps the mask back on and gets back behind the plate. And Jake Lowry will step in here with 1 on and 1 out, with Luke out at second base in scoring position for Brookstone. And that one goes off the plate to start things off 1-0. It's got Harrison Baker on deck for the Cougars. And that one will fall low, and now Jake Lowry's ahead of the count, 2-0. Again, take this time, thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola Houston Clinic, for being Huge presenting sponsors for us being able to bring these ball games to you guys while you watch from home or at work. We'll spin around, fake throw over to second base by Long. And Lowry's back easily. And he'll look again that time as Kingsley was making his way over there defensively. And that one is set down low, and now Jake Lowry way ahead 3-0. You can expect and then heading over to third base on a bad throw and then coming in to score. So the first errors of the game for Shaw proved costly, as that extends the Brookstone lead to 6-3. And that clears the bases up with a 3-0 count to Jake Lowry. And that'll fall off the plate, and that'll be the first walk of the ball game by Kingston Long.
Now batting number 8, Harrison Baker.
So with a runner at first base now, one down, that'll bring up Harrison Baker. And we're going to have time out as Coach Matt Dormany heads out to talk to Kingston Long on the mound. See if he's going to try to calm him down. And it looks like they're actually going to take the ball from him. We're going to get a reliever coming into the ball game from Shaw, as Long head out to the outfield. And while he gets ready to warm up, we'll take a break. And we'll be back in just a moment here with a 6-3 ball game. We've got 1 on and 1 down in the bottom of the 5th for Brookstone, and we got a change at the mound for Shaw. And we'll be back in a moment here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today.
I'm bringing my other half.
I'm bringing the pep talk. Come on!
I'm clearing my head.
And I'm clearing 300.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Get all the perks with a PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join in club or online today. Deal ends soon. See club for details.
And with the pitching change, Kingston Long will head out to center field, and Kingsley Long will head to the mound. And with Kingston Long heading out to center, Dylan Lockhart will move over to right field and trying to see if Jeremiah Lovett is going to end up at shortstop, and he will. So Jeremiah Lovett coming in from right field to play short. That's going to be your defensive changes. As we get ready to start this get back in this 5th inning here with a 6-3 ball game between the Cougars and the Raiders. And Harrison Baker at the plate. Runner at first, one down. Just off the plate that time by Kingsley Long. As Kingston comes out, 4 1/3 innings, 8 hits. So far, 6 runs. He's still responsible for the runner over at first for Brookstone. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Hit out to left field by Baker, heading towards the corner, and it's going to fall against the wall. Chasing it down is McGee. Coming to third base and stopping there. Another extra base hit by Harrison Baker. And that'll put runners at second and third for the Brookstone Cougars here in the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Nick Hatchell. Actually, we're going to have Fisher Ogle coming in to hit here in the 5th inning. So runners at second and third, 1 down for Brookstone. Fisher Ogle stepping up to the plate for the Cougars. for Depew, actually running for Jake Lowry over at third base right now. And that's going to be fouled back out of play. And that'll head to the Brookstone parking lot. And it's now an 0-1 count to Fisher Ogle. Kingsley Long on the mound now. And that one will go inside a little bit low that time, and that'll leaving the count up 1-1 on Ogle. Off the plate, 2-1. See if Kingsley Long can try to get out of this inning here, coming in relief of Kingston Long. 2 in scoring position and 1 out for Brookstone here in the 5th. Off the plate, and it's now a 3-1 count to Fisher Ogle. Timeout called by Mays as he'll go to the mound to talk to Kingsley Long. See if we can get him sorted out here before the next pitch and try to get an out rather than walking the bases loaded. As we're down to the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup for Brookstone. And they're actually going to send him over to first base and cover up that empty bag. So the intentional walk to Fisher Ogle, and that'll bring up Dylan Johnson, the right fielder. Johnson 1 for 2 on the day. He had a base hit to center in the second and flew out to right in the 4th. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Cougars. And good stop that time by Mays to keep any runners from advancing. 1-0 count. Kingsley Long trying to get out of a big jam here in the 5th. And hit out to second base, infield in, but it's going to be bobbled. And Copeland makes no throw. As once he bobbled it, he kind of lost where to go with it, and it'll be the E4. And that'll score another run for Brookstone here and make it 7-3. And Luke Vale a step back in the box after being pinch hit for last inning by Luke Moss. And outside corner for a strike, and it's now 0-1. So 7-3, bases still loaded here for Brookstone with 1 down. And that was going to be hit over to third base past the glove of the diving Stevens. And heading over towards second base is Luke Vale. And he's going to have his first extra base hit of the season as well. As he looks to climb above the 100 mark, and he gets a double with 2 RBIs. So that'll put runners at second and third now. And that extends the Brookstone lead to 9-3. And that'll bring up Mitchum Kelly. Kelly 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to left and grounded out to third. 2 runners in scoring position here. We're already with a 5-run inning so far in the 5th. And out to go off the glove, but blocked that time by Mays again. Doing a good job defensively, catching for the Shaw Raiders. Has been able to stop quite a few in the dirt to keep runners from advancing, and he does it again there. So a 1-0 count now to Mitchum Kelly with runners on second and third and 1 down in the 5th. And that's going to be a strike, and that'll make it 1-1. Off the plate, 2-1 count. Two balls, 1 strike to Mitchum Kelly here with 1 down, runners at second and third. 9-3 ball game. Hit out towards third. Otis Stevens comes up with it to throw home. And they're going to put Dylan Johnson in a pickle this time and chased down by Stevens. The 5-2-5 put out. And that stops a run from scoring. And it also gives us the second out of the inning. So Mitchum Kelly reaches on the fielder's choice. And Gray Jones, who led off the fifth inning here, back to the box for the second time this inning. It's still 9-3 now. Runners at the corners for Brookstone with 2 down. Gray Jones 2 for 3 on the day with a double and a base hit and also a ground out to third. Led off this inning with a base hit. And that one low and outside for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. And taking off for second. And the wild throw as it goes out to center field. Mitchum Kelly gets in with a stolen base. We're going to get a run on the E1. And Mitchum Kelly makes his way to third base after the steal and the error. So now with a runner at third in a 10-3 ball game with 2 outs. Brookstone spotting 6 here in the 5th inning. And that pitch to Gray Jones in for a strike. That makes it 1-1. In the dirt, good block again that time by Mays behind the plate. 2-1 count to Gray Jones. And coming into this at bat, 2 for 3 on the day. Brennan Neal on deck. And that was going to be popped out towards right field. Coming in forward is Lockhart, my apologies. And Lockhart makes the catch for the third out of the inning. And that little mini nightmare in the bottom half of the 5th is over for Shaw as Brookstone plates 6 runs that inning to extend their lead to 10-3 here. So through 5 as we head to the 6th, it's 10-3 Brookstone here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And we're back here for the top of the 6th. We got the third pitcher of the ball game for Brookstone coming in as Mitchum Kelly makes his way to the mound from second base, looking to possibly close things out here in the 6th inning. Maybe get the last 2 innings in relief and try to get the win. So Mitchum Kelly coming in after Thomas Caves came in and did a great job in relief for Brookstone. 3 innings. 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts in relief for Thomas Caves as he ran through the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th innings for Brookstone. And Mitchum Kelly on the year, no runs given up in 2 appearances. He's 2-0. 4 1/3 innings, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. as he gets ready to finish up his and due up here in the 6th inning for Shaw. It's 6, 7, 8. Jordan McGee, Dylan Lockhart, and Kingsley Long due up. So Jordan McGee stepping up to the plate 0 for 1 on the day as he reached on a walk and then grounded out to first. And it looks like Cade Webster is going to take over at second base for Mitchum Kelly. And the first pitch is going to be in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. (10-3) ball game here. Big inning that last inning by Brookstone. To plate 6. And inside 2-0 to McGee. So far through 5. Shaw with 3 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors defensively, all 3 coming in that bottom half of the 5th inning. And they've left 5 on base today. And that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and it's now 2-1 to McGee. Brookstone through 5, 10 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors defensively as they've left 3 on base so far today. And hit out of play over the third base dugout. And it'll be a 2-2 count to McGee. Here in the top half of the 6th, Brookstone again, 6 runs in the bottom half of the 5th to make it a 10-3 ball game. It was tight the entire time up until that little blow up. A couple of good solid hits by Brookstone, aided by some defensive errors by Shaw. And outside 3-2. So full count here to start things off in the 6th inning to Jordan McGee. And tipped off the glove of Gray Jones, and McGee stays alive to keep it full. So still a 3-2 count to the Shaw left fielder. As the umpire walked the ball out to Mitchum Kelly, thinking he needed to give Gray Jones a little bit of time to recover. But as we saw Monday during the Columbus High game, Gray Jones, about as tough as they get, he took a pitch off the chin while he was batting at one point and took a couple more off the body behind the plate. Payoff pitch to McGee. And he's going to ground that one foul. Chops it over the head of Dormany, the third base coach. And he stays alive to keep it 3-2. And we'll get the second payoff pitch of this at-bat upcoming from Mitchum Kelly to Jordan McGee. He's going to rope that one foul over towards the bullpen. And he stays alive and keeps it full again. So still a 3-2 count to McGee here, looking for the payoff pitch for the 3rd time now. And off the plate, and McGee draws the walk to lead off the 6th. His 2nd walk of the ball game, and that'll bring up Dylan Lockhart. Moved over to right field after the pitching change. 0 for 1 on the day. He reached on a hit by pitch in the 1st and then flew out to left in the 4th. So now he'll step to the plate here against Mitchum Kelly with 1 on and nobody out. Brookstone needing a lot of base runners here to come back from that 6-run 5th inning that Brookstone put on the board. And the first pitch to Lockhart to be a strike, and it's now 0-1 count. Off the outside corner, and it's now evened up 1-1. And that one grounded out towards second base. Picked up over there and then bobbled by Webster. Unable to make a good throw, and it goes off the dugout that time past Vale. And he'll hold on to it while McGee makes his way over to third base. You can see Webster kind of holding his head down there, frustrated after making that error. But I'll put runners at the corners with nobody out as Lockhart reaches on the E4. And that'll bring Kingsley Long to the plate now, 0 for 2. As he's coming from short to come in relief of Kingston Long. Flew out to left in the first and struck out swinging in the fourth. And that one high and inside to Kingsley to make it 1-0. Runners at the corners, nobody out in the sixth inning here for Shaw. They're down 7, 10-3. And inside corner for a strike around up underneath the letters. That evens it up 1-1. Kelly trying to get out of this jam here. First and third, nobody out in the sixth. And that one hit up in the air. That's going to go out of play. That's going to make it a 1-2 count now to Kingsley Long. One balls, two strikes, nobody out. Runners at the corners for the Raiders. And that one's going to go out of play as well off the bat of Long. As that one hit the screen up near the first base dugout. As Long continues to battle with two strikes. Breaking ball, waits on it and hits it foul. And he'll manage to stay alive and keeps fighting here with two strikes, and it's still 1-2 as Lockhart makes his way over to first base. Now the 1-2 pitch up coming from Kelly. Time called at the plate by Kingsley Long. And now we're ready for play again here as he's back in the box. Kelly set, fakes the throw over to first. And Lockhart back easily that time. And Coach Dormany wondering why that wasn't a balk. Because anytime you attempt to throw over to first base, you have to throw the ball. Any fake throw is an automatic balk, as now the umpire will call the home plate ump out to make sure they go over the rules. Looks like there should be a balk called. Let's see if they change it over here. As they discuss it, anytime you make a move over, you can make a move towards first base, but if you fake a throw over there, that's considered a balk. And that's what they do. They reverse the call this time, and that'll bring in Jordan McGee from third. And that'll move Dylan Lockhart to second base here with a 1-ball, 2-strike count, and it's now 10-4. So still 1-2 count to Kingsley Long. Lockhart in scoring position. And he doesn't chase after the breaking ball, and that'll even things up 2-2. There's no quit in the Raiders here after they gave up 6 in the bottom half of the fifth. They've come to the plate trying to get on base and trying to inch and claw their way back here. And they've already got 1 on the board and 1 on with nobody out here in the sixth. They're still down 6 runs, though. It's 10-4. Let's see if they can try to continue here in the sixth inning against Mitchum Kelly and the Brookstone Cougars. And Kingsley Long will put bat on ball that time, headed out to center field. Getting up under it is Luke Lowry. He'll make the catch. Tagging up, making his way over to third base is Lockhart. And he'll make it with no throw. So first out of the inning that time, the long fly out by Kingsley Long. And Lockhart tags up, makes his way over to third base, and he's 90 feet away from scoring here as Isaiah Copeland will head to the plate. Copeland 0 for 1 on the day. He reached on an E5 in the second and then was hit by a pitch in the fourth. And that one a little bit high, and it's a 1-0 count. And that was going to be grounded out to shortstop. Brendan Neal comes up with it on the hop. Throw over to first, and Vale able to stretch out without moving his foot off the bag. And the 6-3 put out, and Shaw scores another run this time with a 2 down. It's now 10-5. And we're back to the top of the order for the Raiders. Jeremiah Lovett stepping to the plate. Lovett 2 for 3 on the day with 2 base hits out to center field and a ground out to second. And he'll take the first one high, and it's a 1-0 count. Kelly trying to work out of this now. Nobody on base, 2 down. Shaw's already scored 2 here. No hits in the inning. And that one over the outside corner, even things up 1-1. And skied up in the air, Hatchell looking to get under it. And he'll make the grab for the pop out to third base for the third out of the inning, but not before Shaw puts 2 on the board. 2 runs, no hits, 1 error. Nobody left on base as we head to the bottom half. It's 10-5 Brookstone on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
And we're back here at Georgia, Alabama Sports Live here at A. Ilges Field at Brookstone High School. As it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Starting things off for Brookstone, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Brendan Neal, Luke Lowry, and Jake Lowry. Kingsley Long still on the mound for Shaw, as they were able to plate 2 runs on no hits in the top of the 6th to try and put a little bit of a bump into that deficit, but it's still a 5-run lead for the Cougars. And they're top in the big meat of the order up here with Brendan Neal to lead things off. The Auburn commit, 1 for 2 on the day. He's grounded out to short, had a base hit to center, and reached on a hit by pitch and got a stolen base, and he's scored 2 runs so far. As he looks to step into the plate here and try to continue a good hitting performance, is Kingsley Long on the mound for Shaw, in relief of Kingston Long, who threw the first 4 in the 3rd innings. As we get ready for a little bit of ball here, I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, for being our original presenting sponsors and being able to bring these broadcasts to you guys while you watch from home or at work. I'd like to thank you all for watching out there. And breaking ball to Neal, chop out to second base. Love it with it, the throw over to first, and Dormany unable to come up with it cleanly that time. They're going to say he was safe at first. Not sure if the foot came off or not. But Brendan Neal will reach on the E6. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry with Neal over at first and nobody out. Just a long hop throw from Jeremiah Lovett over to Dormany. And the pitch to Lowry, fouled off the screen to make it an 0-1 count. Ready for play here. Long set throw over to first. No real play over there as Neal gets back standing. And the 0-1 pitch upcoming to Luke Lowry. On the outside corner, that puts him in a hole 0-2. And runner at first, nobody out as Neal reached on the E6 to lead off the inning. Throw over. Neal back in plenty of time. Still an 0-2 count to Luke Lowry. And he's going to flare that one foul to stay alive off the screen to top the first base dugout. We'll see another 0-2 pitch here from Kingsley Long to Luke Lowry. Off the plate, throw down by Mays. And off the glove of Lovett as he and Neal collide at the bag. But Neal gets in there with a stolen base. Good throw down by Mays that time. Just Lovett unable to come up with it cleanly as Neal and he got to the bag about the same time. And now with a 1-2 count to Luke Lowry. Now Neal at second in scoring position. Nobody down here in the bottom half of the sixth. Breaking ball, chopped over to third, over the head that time of Stevens, and it'll head down to the corner. Coming in to score easily is Brendan Neal, and making his way to second is Luke Lowry for his third double of the ball game and third RBI.
Now batting number 17, Hayes Cable.
And that'll make it 11-5 ball game now. And looks like we got number 17 coming to pinch hit for Jake Lowry. That's going to be Hayes Keatle. So Hayes Keatle coming into bat this time in the first pitch. Going to be called a ball from Kingsley Long here. 1-0 count, runner at second. In the dirt, that time stopped by Mays again. Done a great job behind the plate for Shaw today, as he stopped a lot of pitches in the dirt. Keeping runners from advancing for Brookstone now still. Lowry at second. Keatle at the plate. Nobody out here in the sixth inning, as Brookstone's already put one more on the board to make it 11-5. In the dirt, 2-0 count. Another good stop by Mays. Or I'm sorry, 3-0 count. So Keatle probably with the take sign here all the way. And he'll watch that one go across, and a little bit of a late called strike by the umpire, and is now 3-1. See if Kingsley Long can try to come back in this at bat, being down 3-0. And that one hit out to left field by Hayes Keatle. McGee chasing it back towards the wall, and it's going to hit off the wall. And Keatle making his way to second base, coming in to score is Luke Lowry. On the big RBI double by Hayes Keatle. That makes it now 12-5 Brookstone.
Now batting number 8, Harrison Baker.
That'll bring Harrison Baker back up to the plate, the 5-hole hitter. 2 for 3 on the day. He's reached all 3 times. He's had a triple in the second to lead that one off. Hit into a fielder's choice in the third and reached. And had a big double in the 5th. Came around to score twice so far today for the Cougars. Again, 12-5 ball game. Here in the 6th, nobody out. Hayes Keatle at second base after that big RBI double for the Cougars. Baker at the plate. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and it's an 0-1 count just out in front of that one. And that one in the dirt. Mays stops it again and keeps another runner from moving up. And it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch from Long. Hit out towards right field. Chasing it down is Lockhart. Makes the grab. Tagging up his Hayes Keatle, hitting his way over to third base. And he'll get in with no throw. On the fly out to right field by Harrison Baker. First out of the inning for the Cougars. And that'll bring up Nick Hatchell, the third baseman. 0 for 2 on the day. Had a fly out to left and a strikeout in the third. Was pinch hit for by Luke Moss in the 5th inning. And he's back in here to face Kingsley Long in the 6th. In the dirt again. That one stopped again by Mays. I believe we could come up with a montage of plays of just Mays stopping balls in the dirt all day long. Great job back there by the young catcher for Shaw. That one over the outside corner to even things up, 1-1. And foul tipped off the glove of Mays that time, and it makes it a 1-2 count. One-two pitch coming up here to Nick Hatchell. And just off the plate that time, 2-2. We taught Young just anything close. I believe I'd have probably been hacking at that one. And up the middle for a base hit, and it's going to be another run scored for Brookstone here as Hayes Keatle comes in to score. So RBI base hit by Nick Hatchell. And it's now a 13-5 ball game and one down still in the 6th inning.
Now batting number 2, Dylan Johnson.
That'll bring Dylan Johnson up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Had a base hit in the 2nd out to center field, flew out to right and reached on an E4 in the 5th. Off the plate, 1-0. (13-5) ball game, 1-on, 1-out here in the 6th. And that on the outside corner evens things up, 1-1. And that one hit out to shortstop. Picked up by Lovett. The throw to second, throw over to first. Not going to be in time as it gets past Dormany. But no advance from the runner over at first in Dylan Johnson. But he'll reach on the fielder's choice. And the 6-4 put out to set Nick Hatchell back to the dugout. And that'll bring up Luke Vale. Luke Vale 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and an RBI double. Came around to score. 13-5, runner at first, 2 down here in the 6th for Brookstone. And that one skied up in the air. It's going to go off the screen and caught by Mays. And that'll even the count up 1-1. I figured either had to go off the screen or had one heck of a backspin as Mays was backing up to get to it. So 1-1 count now with 2 down. off the plate. Mays with the stop. 2-1 count to Luke Vale here in the 6th. 6 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 6th for Brookstone. Snap throw over to first base. Dormany comes up with it, but Johnson in safely. It was a 4-3 ball game heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Brookstone blew it open. And that one's going to be on the outside corner, and that run the count full here against Luke Vale. So with 2 down and the runner at first, you got the payoff pitch upcoming here from Kingsley Long to Luke Vale. And it's going to go in the dirt for ball 4, and he'll head over to first base.
Now batting number 3, Mitchum Kelly.
So that'll bring Mitchum Kelly up to the plate. Kelly, he's come in relief to pitch here last inning, but he started off the game at second base, 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to left, a ground out to third on 2 highlight plays by the Raiders, and then he reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Stepping off the rubber is Kingsley Long, looking to get back set here. And in the dirt to start him off, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th in a 13-5 ball game. Hit out to right center field by Mitchum Kelly. Chasing it down is Lockhart. And he'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning on the fly out to right, but not before Brookstone tacks 3 more on the board. 3 runs on 3 hits. No, 1 error, and 2 left on bases. We head to the top of the 7th. 13-5 Brookstone here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
And we're back here for the 7th inning. 3 more outs to end this ball game as Brookstone has a 13-5 lead. Mitchum Kelly hoping to close things out for the Cougars here against Shaw. Through 6 innings so far, Shaw 5 runs on 4 hits, and they've left 5 on base and committed 4 errors defensively. Brookstone 13 runs on 13 hits. They've left 5 on base, and they've committed 3 errors on the defensive side. So it started out as a tight, clean ball game. The last 2 innings have been filled with a lot of base runners and a lot of errors. As it was 4-3 heading into that bottom of the 5th inning, and Brookstone able to blow it open with 9 runs in the last 2 half innings. And now we'll head here. It's the top of the 7th. So we might have some defensive changes. I can't see what's going on. You see Coach Mathis talking to the umpire, making sure everything was right. Looks like we may have had a change out in right. Maybe they put Hudson Kuhn going out into the right field there, and they moved Johnson over to center. But now Mitchum Kelly looking to face Deshaun Mays, the catcher. First pitch in the dirt, ball one. Mays 1 for 2 on the day, reached on a hit, a walk, and struck out in the fourth. As now he'll start off here as a 1-0 count. Mitchum Kelly on the mound with 3 outs to go for Shaw to try to come back in this one. Off the plate now, 2-0 on Mays. We'll look to get set here with the 2-0 pitch coming from Mitchum Kelly. Hit over towards third base, going to be chopped. Hatchell comes up with it to throw over to first. And nowhere in time as Mays beats it out. And Vale came off the bag just enough trying to get that one. Actually, I don't believe that's Vale over there. Let's see who came in to play first base here for Brookstone. Looks like number 6, Jack Jones over there at first base now. So reaching first on the infield hit is Deshaun Mays, and the throw over not in time. So second hit of the ball game, third time on base for Mays today, and that'll bring up Otis Stevens. 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, a ground out to short, and a fly out to right. And he'll take that one high and inside. It's 1-0. Taking off for second is Mays. Chop foul on the hit and run. As Otis Stevens, and now the count's even at 1-1. Mays making his way back over to first base. Getting ready to hit the rubber again here to throw from the stretch is Mitchum Kelly. 1-1 count, nobody out. Mays over at first. Otis Stevens at the plate. Taking off again, this time caught by Jones on the strike, and it's not going to be in time. Mays with another steal, his second of the ball game. But it's now 1-2, and Stevens behind in the count. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. And popped foul off the screen above first base dugout, and it stays alive 1-2. Again, take this time to thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic. Give a little bit of a rundown as well. Gordy Eye Care, Valley Hospitality, Planet Fitness, Carol Purdue, Alex Quinney, all those good guys that bring us these broadcasts, help us bring these broadcasts to you guys while you watch from home or at work. And that one's off the plate, and it makes it a 2-2 count now to Otis Stevens, the Shaw third baseman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Deshaun Mays at second. Up high, and that'll run things full on Stevens. 3-2 count. And temperature staying about the same, still 72 degrees, about the same as it was at first pitch. Poked out towards the 5-6 hole. Hatchell comes up with it. The throw over to first in time, and the throw down to third is going to be wild, but Neal able to come up with it. And Mays will move over to third base on the 5-3 putout. So first out of the 7th inning here, and that'll bring up Connor Dormany. Dormany 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to right, flew out to center, and a ground out to second. And with Deshaun Mays just 90 feet away from cutting into the lead. Dormany will step to the plate with 1 out in the 7th. Inside low, ball 1. Dormany back in the box here. Mitchum Kelly from the stretch. And popped out towards short. Brennan Neal waiting on the hop. The throw over to first in time, but he's going to be off. Oh, they're going to say Jack Jones held on to the bag that time for the 6-3 putout. But Mays comes in to score to make it 13-6. Shaw thinking that Jack Jones's foot came off the bag on the throw from Neal. And now with 2 down here in the 7th inning, it's 13-6 and up to bat Kingston Long. And he'll take the first pitch along the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Kingston Long 1 for 3 on the day with a base hit to right in the first, and he's grounded out to second twice. And swing and a miss on the changeup, and it's now 0-2. Shaw down to their last strike here, down 7 in the 7th. Breaking ball goes over the outside corner, and he gets Kingston Long looking for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's your ball game as Brookstone takes it 13-6. Game went 2 hours and 9 minutes from first pitch, and Brookstone improves to 10-3 on the season. Shaw drops to 13-7. And it's about time to announce our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. We're going to give it to number 12, the center fielder today, Luke Lowry. 3 for 4 at the plate with 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Big day at the plate for Luke Lowry. Came in today with no extra base hits on the season and got 3 today alone, as well as the RBI. So Luke Lowry, our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, the center fielder for Brookstone today, as they take the big 13-6 win here against the Shaw Raiders from across town. And they'll get ready for some more region action upcoming here. Both teams, as Shaw dives into their region in 1AA, and Brookstone in the GIAA Class 4 region. And we'd like to thank all our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, for helping us bring these to you guys, as well as Gordy Eye Care. For Paxton, I'm Mike Frost. And we'll see you next time here on Georgia.